Hey now, thanks for tuning in again. So I have a little bit of an update. I wanted to go through and see if I could find some historical imagery of our Granite Peak location. And I think we might have found a little bit of a clue. So here is some imagery from 1953. And you can tell this is the same rock that we're looking at here in Utah. It's the same area. You can tell, I mean, it's changed a little bit, but it is the same. Now, check this out. Here is the rock. Here is the bit of that line in the dirt, right? And you see the same thing right here. This rock, dirt. Okay? This rock, dirt. Check this out. Tunnel. So, not only is there a big change here, something high is stacked up here, there is a definite indent into the side of that mountain, and it sticks out very clear right there. I mean, still not gonna assume anything, but what we do know now is that there's something in the side of that mountain, and I'm looking at this new with you right now, so I haven't gone past 1986. So we're gonna kind of look through this here, but you can tell this is the last time I'm gonna make the switch. There is nothing there, not even a road over there. 1986, they've now made a road, probably a rubble pile, and they've indented into that rock with a definite traveled path. Pretty interesting. And it's funny, this kind of lines up with the time that Area 51 was being outed, or maybe it was a little bit later. I'm not sure off the top of my head at this moment. See, something's kind of different there. Maybe that's just bad imagery. That looks like one that we see on Google. We got one more set to look at too. So I'm going to add these pieces into our analysis of a lot of these locations, and you can bet I'm going to be going back and looking at some of our past videos with this historical imagery. Completely forgot about this site. And see, what that looks to me is like a kind of a paved driveway, right? And what I'm thinking in my mind when I think of this right here, I think of something like this, you know, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex entrance, you know, but you know, granite being flush with this. That's what I have pictured in my head being right here. And you're going to see that some more when we switch over to the ArcGIS. Anyway, there's something there. And then you go over here to the modern day imagery, just real quick, look, and compare that to that. Something is off there, you know? Okay. Anyway, let's go one more. 1953, 1986. Now, I think if that had been there since 1986 and all they're pulling out is if it's just granite, I think that would grow, right? So something is interior, which is pretty odd. Now, this is the other side I found here. This is the ArcGIS, and it gave us a little bit different imagery here in the very last one, the most recent update there. You're going to start to see why I think that resembles the Cheyenne Mountain Complex. But let's just go through these. We haven't seen these yet. So it's only available on that one level, so I'll have to keep zooming in and out. But you can see between right here, there's like no concrete pad, right? Boom. Concrete. There's like something there. You know, something's there. It's been put in there. And you can see, because it's like there's a straight line. That wouldn't be there in the granite, you know? Something's going on there. And that shadow, that shows height. I mean, that's got to be, you know, 2-3 times as tall as this building here. And look at it there. See, there's something straight right there. as if there's maybe a driveway or a concrete slab before you drive in. And there you can really see it. See, there's a straight line, and it's the straight line that gets me. That wouldn't be there. That shows me some kind of maybe roof or coverage. See, there's two shadows. Not only is there this shadow here, there's a shadow over this, what I want to say is an entrance, creating now a smaller shadow here. And you can really see it there. See, what is that? And I'm skimming through these. I would love if someone would look through with me, and I'm going to take some time too and look at what kind of machinery is over here. You know, what's going on? See, this is the last one. That resembles to me Cheyenne Mountain, like as if you were pulling up here. This is maybe a ramp up, and this is an arc. See how there's a dual shadow here. That's interesting to me. So the main update I wanted to tell you about here was, I mean, that is definite proof that something is here, and you can really see in this level change here. Boom, right? And we're going to switch over. There's something in there. They've started to do here, and you can barely see it right there. You know, they've even made a shortcut road right there, probably for hauling dirt. And then we're going to look at something else too. We're going to look at the quarry. I'm going to deviate a little bit. But yeah, 1953, nothing going on here. 1986, drilled into the mountain. Boom, boom. I'll let you make your own opinion and come up with your own conclusion on that. And I'd love to hear what you think. Now, check out the quarry over here. I didn't even think to look at this. This quarry, right? It's not there in 2013. But nothing has changed here, right? But all of a sudden, there's a quarry here down the street from here, but nothing's changed here. No rock has moved out of here. So to me, that seems like rock is coming out of here. And now why? You know, I want to think UFO and blah, blah, blah. It seems a little, you know, I would think that it's like storage for, you know, very sensitive material. That's what I would think. But, you know, who knows? This could be, you know, with that imagery, it lines up pretty well with the Bob Lazar outing of the supposed S4, right? So if they moved it somewhere, here's a good place to move it. Though I don't know why this would be readily available. This seems like if this was a secret base, it would be more secret than this. This seems like maybe secure storage. I was reading things online about this area being very toxic. You know, they could be storing used or spent material down in here. Maybe that's why the perimeter road is super secure. It's in the middle of a military base. Either way, though, imagine the locations like this that we haven't found. You know, I can't wait to just kind of go back over my list of places with a new mind and try to look for things like that. Like that is a definite drill into the side of that mountain. So anyway, again, I'd love to hear your conclusion on this new evidence. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Check out our Discord, and thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. Take care.